Hello my friend, in this video I'm going to go into the best ToneDen alternative and really find the best option for you when it comes to fan links and running ads, which is essentially all that ToneDen does at the end of the day. So about a year or so ago, when I was really getting into trying to figure out how the best way would be to promote my music to actually start growing on Spotify, it definitely seemed like running Facebook ads was a really good thing, and the idea of combining the Facebook conversion events with a particular landing page, like a fan link page, just like ToneDen calls it, to get the best results seemed like the best thing. So when I was really diving into ToneDen, it seemed like a really good option, really, until I stumbled upon the price. And I break down the pricing and the plans in another video, which I'll link to above here. But really, just I think the main thing that struck me was the fact that all they're doing is running Facebook ads, which you can access for free, and websites like those landing fan page link things, they're just websites. They're just a simple web page without the header navigation. It's called the landing page in the world of marketing. So when I really saw that, I figured there must be a better alternative. So naturally, I looked up that alternative. I wanted something a bit cheaper. I think it makes sense for it to be as cheap as possible when you're running music marketing, because it can be so expensive and the returns can be so bad most of the time, all the time. Really, it's really about a passion project more than anything. Although you can make some good money from streams, you need to be hitting like the millions to really make any good money. So I researched a bunch and I think I found a really good option. I should also mention that, quick little brag, this is the solution that I used to hit about 4 million streams on Spotify so far, using this solution here and running my own Facebook ads to these my own fan link pages, smart link pages, whatever you might call them. So I think you'll find this pretty interesting and useful as well, and we'll dive into everything you'll need to know right here in this video. So let's jump right into it. So I found that the best alternative to ToneDen and their fan link pages is to build your own custom WordPress website. WordPress is easy and cheaper to use, plus you can fully customize your landing pages and build out your own fully fledged website in addition to that. So although ToneDen does seem like a really great platform, they're really just combining Facebook ads with basic web pages, both of which you can learn to use yourself with an end result that is cheaper and infinitely more customizable. So we'll dive a bit more into this in a second, but I did want to let you know that I've also written an article on this topic, as you can see right here. So if you'd like to follow along, or if you simply would prefer to read instead of hearing my annoying voice, you can head on over to Google and just type in ToneDen Alternative Best Friends Club, and you'll be able to get access to this article right here. So let's jump right into it. So the best ToneDen alternative for Spotify success. The best ToneDen alternative for any artist or producer looking to find success on Spotify is to build a fully customizable WordPress website and to run ads directly with the Facebook advertising platform. This do-it-yourself approach is cheaper and provides more flexibility and options. The main two things that ToneDen does for artists really is create basic web pages and automate the Facebook ads platform. So why not just do these things yourself and save some serious cash? So we're going to dive into the benefits a little bit more in a second. I did also completely forget to mention that I made a free course on the topic of smart links. So if you want to check it out, link in the description. First half is all about the strategy of how you can really make this all work, whether it's fan links, hyped it, hyperfollow, even DistroKid hyperfollow. I wanted to make the first half so you could take whatever you're using now and start running your marketing a little bit better using those links, and then the second half goes into actually step-by-step how to get started with the WordPress setup and the custom drag and drop editor that I use to create my pages and all that kind of stuff. That's what the second half is all about. Completely free course, link in the description. Let's dive right back into it. So in addition to these two things that you can do yourself, which is the basic web pages, which I show you how to do in that course, and how to automate the Facebook ads platform, which I get into as well in that course, there are also quite a few benefits that are pretty massive. So one, there's much more flexibility and many more crazy detailed targeting options inside of the Facebook ads platform. With ToneDen, you get limited a bit. Second is, instead of just these few landing pages for releases, you can build a full-blown website. So this means in addition to being able to create as many of those smart links as you want, make them look how you want, you could have a full website with an About Us, an EBK. You could have a merch store in there as well for free with a plugin. You can actually even build out like a membership style kind of Patreon thing, all sorts of stuff. And I think one thing that's really cool about it is that it kind of future-proofs your music career because you can constantly add on these new things without having to buy in different kind of ToneDen self-services across all of the internet, right? And lastly, WordPress websites have themes and plugins that make it easy to make your websites look exactly like ToneDen's or similar ones like Hyped, Hyperfollow, Linkfire, Feature FM, etc., which I kind of show you how to do in that course as well, how to use that drag and drop editor to make your smart looks look like anything, which is super cool. So again, for a free step-by-step course on how to get started with this, there is a free course on smart links in the link in the description. And again, it's just much cheaper to build out your own website landing pages and run your own ads. I will never stop stressing that enough. Although ToneDen is great for convenience and getting started a bit easier, I think that ultimately the DIY approach is kind of the best one. So if you already have your own website, then you actually might be able to do a lot of this for free. So for example, if you have a Squarespace set up already, in example, I do think Squarespace is a bit more expensive than WordPress, which is why I don't recommend it as much. But if you have that already, then you can get started already. But if not, it's actually pretty cheap and easy and will end up saving you some serious cash. Plus, there's a lot more things that you can do with a fully functioning website, like I mentioned, like a full website with a homepage, contact page, about me page, a store, your own blog, and in addition to these ToneDen style FanLink pages that you can create as well. So there's the two ways that you can generally do it that I've seen to be the best when you're doing a custom version like this. One is Squarespace and the other is WordPress. I personally prefer WordPress because of the low monthly fees. With the way that I go about it, it ends up being very cheap to get the website, the domain, the hosting, the WordPress installed. It ends up being like $2 or $3 a month without the custom drag and drop editor. So just to start with the WordPress editor, which you can do, crazy cheap, $2 or $3 a month. And then there's the option to use pre-made templates like the ones that I've created, which I also include in that course as well. The templates that I'm using to get the 4 million streams, the exact one I've literally just extracted it and pasted it in there for you so you could just get started using that one. So to get started, essentially what you need is this kind of custom website. So the first step is to install WordPress. All you need to use is a web hosting service like Bluehost, which is the one that I've started with. It's not the best hosting out there, but I think it's good for up to about 60,000 visits per month or so. I think 50 to 60,000 visits per month before it might start slowing down, which is probably more than enough, I would say. And it gives you web hosting, website domain, and instantly sets up WordPress on you with one click, which I think is great. Second, you don't have to do this, but I definitely recommend it, is installing a premium theme. The drag and drop one I use is called Thrive Architect, and you can use it to create beautiful web pages by dragging and dropping instead of actually coding. Or if you'd like, there is the WordPress editor that you can start with, which is not as good. It won't look as pretty, and it's a little bit jankier to work with, but if you want to get started, you can use just the free WordPress themes, and that's totally fine. And then third is you can use the ToneDen template that I provide, or the 4 million stream template that I've used. That one is also something you can just upload and start using as well if you want to get up quick. The free WordPress editor is actually quite powerful and will definitely do the trick. But with that said, I think the best option is if you want to go live quickly, have more customization options, and save some money in the long run, Thrive Architect is the way to go. It's a drag and drop editor, and you can always upgrade to that later. So you can start with the free WordPress editor and then upgrade to Thrive when you feel like the time is right. So I think that's kind of the best way to go about any of this marketing stuff, is not being pressured into getting stuck into some kind of recurring payments and anything like that. I think having flexibility is always kind of the best thing. So that kind of covers the FanLink aspect of the alternative to ToneDen. Then I wanted to kind of go into ToneDen versus Facebook ads, more as Facebook ads running them yourself. So ToneDen uses the Facebook ads platform to run Instagram story ads, just Instagram story ads for the most part, to fans of artists that may be similar to you. In comparison, using the Facebook ads manager directly, you can do similar Instagram story ads, exactly the same actually as that you would with ToneDen, but you also have access to all of Facebook and Instagram's advertising tools, all the different formats, all the different placements that you can have ads, all the different targeting options as they come out right away, all that kind of stuff. And it's a pretty valuable skill to know how to use digital advertising in this day and age. But with the Facebook Ads Manager, you can target all the same artists and genres that you can with ToneDen, plus way more. And in fact, all ToneDen is really doing is automating the use of the Facebook Ads Manager for you, just kind of changing how the format looks for you and the user interface to be a little bit more flexible and easy to use, but Facebook ads really isn't that hard to use either. So yeah. But essentially, ToneDen has a monthly subscription cost to use it in addition to the ad costs for your campaign. So you have to pay ToneDen, say, $50 a month, and then you're allowed to give Facebook $500 a month. So yeah, that kind of drives me nuts. But if you need the convenience, then it can be a great option. And it can be a bit easier to get started as well. Facebook ads is cheaper and more flexible, but does have a bit of a learning curve. I would definitely be honest about that. So the pros of using ToneDen is it's quick to get set up and running, and that it'll create these basic landing pages and ads automatically for you, or more automatically for you, as opposed to using Facebook ads yourself. The pros of using Facebook ads itself, there's no cost to use the Facebook ads manager. You only pay for the ads you serve, so there's no $50 fee or anything like that. The ads manager gives you many more targeting options, artists, companies, demographics, all that kind of stuff. It also allows you to run ads to both Facebook and Instagram, and to more than just story placements. It also allows you to retarget ads to anyone who engages with your Facebook or Instagram profile with a crazy amount of flexibility. So you can do anyone who saw your previous ad campaign, and you could even do things like people who have clicked on the ad, or even who have watched specific points in the video. So if you're using a video ad, which is what I would recommend, you can do retarget anyone who watched 25% of it, 50% of it, 75% of it, or 95% of it. So it's pretty robust what you can do with it. It's really cool. And then you can also leverage their machine learning and algorithms to create lookalike audience, which Facebook calls lookalike audiences. They're basically just they're people that are similar to the custom audience groups. Say that 25% people that viewed, 50% people that view. It'll take that group, and then it will try to find, using its creepiness, it'll try to find 1 million, 2 million, 3 million more people that are similar to the people that took that initial action, meaning that they're more likely to engage in your new ads when you use these lookalikes. It just drives costs down and gets you more costs down at the end of the day, is what that really is. So to kind of cap this off, is ToneDen worth it? I think ToneDen is worth it to artists and musicians that have money to spare and do not want to go through the effort of creating their own landing pages and learn the Facebook ads platform. However, ToneDen is not worth it for any musician or artist that wants to save money and wants to have more design on the page side and more fan targeting options on the Facebook ad side. There are several reasons you may want to consider alternatives to ToneDen. Although it is a great platform that is filled with many useful services and features, it does have downsides, which are mostly technical limitations, limited customization options, and those really high monthly fees. With that said, it is a good option, but I think it's important to note that proper marketing costs either money or time, and then both marketing costs both money and time. So simply put, if you don't have the time to learn some basic music marketing concepts, then you have to pay for a high monthly fee to companies like ToneDen. That's just kind of how it works. There's nothing wrong with that, but around these parts on this channel and over in the best friends club world, or whatever you might call it, I honestly believe that it's more important that you learn to do these things yourself, that you save more time and money in the long run. And lastly, ToneDen is definitely safe to use. They've been around for a while. If you did want to go that route, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Lots of artists are using them, and they're definitely a reputable company. Other than that, if you want to dive into this a little bit further, this article, I skimmed over a bit of things, so if you want a full look into it. And then I also have a bunch of companies that are similar to ToneDen. I usually don't like any of them. I'm pretty focused on doing the DIY approach, and I'd like to teach the DIY approach, but there's a bunch of different options: Linktree, Linkfire, Feature FM, Hypedit, all sorts of different ones you could look into. If ToneDen's not working, I did some research and kind of stuff like that. And most importantly, if you want to learn more about smart links in general, I have that free course that you can hit in the description below. The first half again goes over the strategy that you can use regardless of what smart links you use, whether you're using the ones that I recommend or if you're actually using the ToneDen ones. It'll teach you that regardless. And then the second half, step by step, how to get set up with, say, Bluehost and Thrive and all those things, the software that I'm actually using and that I've been using to create even the article that I was reading. It's all built on that, and I go step by step on how you can get set up with that as well. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, like and subscribe, all that cool stuff. Other than that, good luck on your next release. Good luck on figuring out your smart link and Facebook ad strategy and all that stuff. I know it could be daunting, and especially when it comes to spending a bunch of money, it can be frustrating. So hopefully videos like this help, and the courses and stuff like this help. So good luck on your next release, and I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Have a good one.